Hi everybody, it's Ashwin Rao. I hope you're doing well today, and I'm here to bring you a review of a fascinating new brand in classic menswear that's been making waves since they arrived on the scene in early 2020. This is Acme Shoemaker. I wanted to talk a little bit about Acme because they've been a brand that has emerged rapidly on the scene and gained a really strong reputation based on the word of mouth on the street from bloggers such as Jesper from Shoegazing, Instagram blogger Shelveg, who has posted numerous posts of Acme shoes. And based on the information I was collecting, I started becoming interested in this brand at the very highest end of classic menswear. So let's go about talking about the details and showing this shoe for you, for those of you who might be interested in this fascinating emerging brand. So while you have a chance to view some of the recording images and video that I've taken of the Acme William X, let's talk a little bit about this particular model. My model of the Acme William X features a upper made from a patina sharkskin leather. You can see the dramatic grain on the sharkskin here, as well as the beautifully done 180-degree Norwegian welt. We also see hand-stitched aprons, as well as a beautiful reverse skin-stitched toe. And this is a shoe that is hand-clicked, hand-welted, hand-lasted, fully handmade. The shoe is built on the company's N83 last. The N83 last is a slightly elongated last. It's a soft square last. It has a bit of a chisel to it. It's instep that's relatively low, so it hugs your foot, but it still provides ample space for the mid portion or midsole, as well as the mid portion of your foot. Here we get into the details of the shoe. You can see the carefully done fudging along the edges. You can see the beautiful sole that's also hand painted in a two-tone approach. It's truly a beautiful shoe and really at the level of a piece of artwork. There's other really cool features that you might notice if you take the time to look a little further. You'll see that the fudge wheel is done to apply details to the heel block. You can see the consistency of the stitching done on the heel counter as well as on the collar around the top of the shoe. You can see that the stitch consistency is rather incredible, although while not perfect, it is getting as close to perfect as I would ever care to have. The shape of the heel counter and the side paneling is very elegant and flows very well and is at the top of design quality as far as Norwegian Split Toe Derbies are concerned. You can see that along the blind stitched waist, which is also hand assembled, there's a notch between the waist and the heel block, which is a telltale giveaway for a handmade shoe. And again, the beautiful fudge detail along the top of the heel block adds a level of formal elegance that's quite beautifully done. The shoe takes a shine very well, and as always, I used pure polish products applied to the toe to achieve a nice shine, although a mirror shine on such grain leather is difficult to achieve. Even subtle details such as a slight coloration to the Norwegian welting that echoes the tones of the upper is done with class and with grace. Everything you see here is done at a very, very high level with a high level of finish, quality, and comfort. So let's talk about Acme as a brand. So Acme is a relatively new player in the ultra high end of the classic menswear and men's shoe market. And they arrived on the scene in the spring of 2020 via a post on Instagram announcing their arrival. Since their founding, they have collaborated with Medallion Shoes based out of Beijing and Shanghai, China, to distribute their shoes, but they've also maintained a robust presence on Instagram as a means of announcing their various shoe designs. I will say that their range is rather broad, and they're still developing their characteristic styles, and I'll see how they evolve over time. Acme employs 15 employees with extensive experience in making shoes by hand, and they typically manufacture 70 pairs of shoes per month. They use high-quality leathers from tanneries across the world, and these are top-grade leathers from tanneries in Italy, the United Kingdom, the United States, and elsewhere. Acme offers a range of lines, including a ready-to-wear line, which is featured here. They also feature made-to-measure, made-to-order, and actually full bespoke, in addition to remote bespoke manufacturing methodology. Ready-to-wear shoes typically price out starting around $1,500, and the prices go up from there. However, when you're getting a ready-to-wear shoe, you're getting a ready-to-wear shoe that's built to bespoke standards. You have hand-stitched sole seams, normally only seen on made-to-measure and made-to-order pairs. You have close-cut, hand-stacked heels with a notch between the heel-sole interface that's a giveaway for a handmade shoe, done at the ready-to-wear level. Others have said this, and I'll say it again, but there are very few shortcuts that you see done in making these shoes. They have thick insoles, they use heel and toe stiffeners made out of leather, they don't use any particle boards, they do use cork for their filling and not cork board. I mentioned that there are very few, if any, flaws to note, and honestly I can't say with any great detail that I'm picking any out at this point. This is my finest pair of shoes that I've owned to date. The sharkskin leather seems to have taken its patina very, very nicely, and ultimately I'm looking forward to see how it evolves. Ultimately, I think this is a beautiful shoe, and I hope these images have shown that to you. So at this point, I'm sure you're wondering whether I recommend this pair of shoes. And the answer is, for the price, yes. These are shoes that compare with other brands that are priced at much higher tiers. And so by much higher, talking in the $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 range. And these are shoes that are essentially built, as I mentioned, to full bespoke level. For most of you who compare this shoe against brands such as Antonio Macariello, Carmina, Paolo Scafora, already at a very, very high end of manufacture, it's going to be hard to tell the details macroscopically if you're not detail oriented in the way that us obsessive shoe hobbyists are. But once you start to dig into the details, you start to recognize that this is a shoe that's built to bespoke quality. And when you're talking about bespoke quality, you can also talk about bespoke prices. And one, they offer a really, really high value proposition for the quality that they offer in a fully handmade shoe. Two, some of the finishing details, while they continue to develop as a shoemaker, are already at a very high level. Three, I think it's important to consider that you're playing in a market that goes exponentially in terms of price, where quality improvements are incremental. Similarly, if you go from a shoe like Carmina to a brand like Antonio Macariello, you're going to see a similar large jump in quality. But say you're comparing an Antonio Macariello shoe that prices out in the $600 to $800 range against a shoe such as this, which is a much higher, over double the price shoe, then the details start to be the devil being in the details, I guess I would say. And the devil ultimately is your wallet, because you're going to start to get into these details and there's going to be a little devil whispering at your ear saying, check out Acme. So I'm excited that I have this shoe. I'm excited I have one of the absolute best pairs in the world. And I certainly hope that if you get interested in shoes the ways that I have, this is a brand that should be on your radar. And so Acme Shoemaker, one of the best in the world, worthy of your consideration if you're willing to pay the price for entry. And reach out to them on Instagram or through Medallion Shoes and you will not be disappointed. Have a great day. I hope you're well. Take care and goodbye.